Mm-hmm. The signals on 91.3 Lagos Talks. My name is Adewumi Ushodi. This morning we'll go straight to Signals Marketplace where we pitch and sell in 30 seconds. Your name, your location, what are you selling, what's special about your business, and how can we reach you? Your WhatsApp line is fine. The numbers to call is 0809 191 3913. 009 222, that's two in three places, 0913 009 191 3913. Signals Marketplace where we pitch and sell in 30 seconds. Your name, your location, what are you selling, what's special about your business, and how can we reach you? Signals Marketplace 0809 191 3913 or 0151519113 or 0151509113 009 234 5913 009 191 3913. Come and sell your business. So it's your name, your location, what are you selling, what's special about your product, your service, what's unique about your product or your service, and how can we reach you? Your WhatsApp line is fine. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Your name and where you calling us from?
My name is Abdul Salam Wasi. I'm calling from Surulere, Lagos.
Okay, what are we selling?
Um, I render services. I am a digital marketer.
Okay.
I design websites, help companies grow their business online.
So how can we reach you?
You
Your
can reach
WhatsApp
me
number.
on 070
Mm-hmm.
60 82 8465.
Thank you. Signals Marketplace 0151519113 or 0151509113. The Signals Marketplace will be pitch and sell in 30 seconds. So if you have a business, you want the world to hear about it, now is the time to do so. Or if you want to sell on behalf of someone, a friend, a colleague, now is the time to do so. 0809 234 5913 08091913913 or 0809 222 0913. Your name, your location, what are you selling, what's special about your product, your service, and how can we reach you? Hello, good morning.
Good
Good
morning.
morning. Your name and where you calling us from?
My name is Vicky. I'm calling from Surulere.
Okay.
Yeah, I render services and also I sell things.
Hmm.
The service I render is I'm an SI. I professional SI. I deal with bridal hair, and installation and all. And the services, other service I render, I sell household items, but they are basically online.
So how can we reach you? Your WhatsApp line.
My WhatsApp line is 08098704329.
Thank you. Signals Marketplace, your name, your location, what are you selling? What's special about your product, your service, and how can we reach you? Your WhatsApp line is fine. The numbers to call is 009 234 5913 0809. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Your name and where you calling us from?
My name is Olu Okikela. I'm calling you from Yaba.
Okay. What are we selling?
Yes. I'm doing this for a friend of mine.
All right.
She runs a tie and dye um, company.
Okay.
So what's special or unique about our business is to deal with 100% person. And that's because she's contributing to the reduction of microplastics in Nigeria. So she does 100% person. So you can reach her via Instagram. You need
No, your
for your
WhatsApp. It's
that
WhatsApp.
specific of
WhatsApp. WhatsApp.
okay, WhatsApp.
Yes, our WhatsApp
Our
number.
WhatsApp line is 081 sorry, yeah, 081 36 15 2253.
Thank you. Signals Marketplace. The numbers to call is 0809 191 3913 or 0809 222 0913. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Your name and where you calling us from?
My name is Prince. I'm calling from Maryland.
Okay, what are we selling this morning?
I'm into event planning. We deal with food, camera, still camera, and other things.
Okay,
My phone number is 080
thank you. Signals Marketplace 0151519113 0151509113. Your name, your location, what are you selling? What's special about your product, your service, and how can we reach you? Hello, good morning. Hello,
Well, good morning.
good morning. Please speak up.
My name is Edwin Waterfall.
Okay.
I'm selling into your supermarket.
Okay. So how can we reach you?
My WhatsApp line is 070 37 81 4581.
Thank you. Your name, your location, what are you selling? What are you selling? What's special about your product, your service? What's unique about that service that you want us to patronize you? And how can we reach you? Your WhatsApp line. The numbers to call is 0809 191 3913 or 0809 222 or 0809 191 3913. Signals Marketplace where we pitch and sell in 30 seconds. 0151519113. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Your name or where are you calling us from?
My name is Samuel. I'm calling from Aja.
Samuel, please reduce the volume of your radio set.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm Samuel calling from Aja.
Okay.
Yeah, I say organic soap.
Okay.
Hello.
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, I say organic soap. And what is special about my product is that if you follow the description, I'll give you how to use it. 100% assurance is for you. It's going to work exactly how you want it. And there's no one that has ever done it and complained about it.
Okay, so how can we reach you?
My WhatsApp number is 081 61 79 92 96.
Thank you. 0151519113 or 0151509113. We have 3 minutes to go. So the Signals Marketplace where we pitch and sell in 30 seconds. Your name, your location, what are you selling? What's special about your product, your service, and how can we reach you? 0809 234 5913 0809 191 3913 or 0151519113. Come and sell your business. Name, location, what are you selling? What's special about your product, your service, and how can we reach you? 0151519113 015150913. Signals Marketplace, where we pitch and sell in 30 seconds. The Signals Marketplace, your name, your location, what are you selling, what's special about your product, your service, and how can we reach you? Your WhatsApp line is fine. The numbers to call is 0809. It's 2 minutes or so. Who's going to be 2 minutes? 2 minutes to go. 0809 234 5913. I'm waiting for you. It's not when I'll finish now, you'll not be calling. So let's call the call now. 0151519113 or 0151509113. Signals Marketplace, where we pitch and sell in 30 seconds. Your name, your location, what are you selling, what's special about your product, your service, and how can we reach you? 0809 234 5913 or 0809 191 3913 or 015151913. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Your name or where are you calling us from? Okay. Okay. So how can we reach you?
Sir,
How can we reach you? Your WhatsApp number.
please, my WhatsApp number is 077
Mm-hmm.
800
Mm-hmm.
36
Mm-hmm.
831.
Okay, then thank you. 2 minutes to go. 1 minute is 1 minute. So 0809 234 5913 0809 191 3913 0809 234 5913. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Reduce the volume of your radio set.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Good morning. My name is Adeyemi Olubendasun.
Okay.
Yeah, what I do is house painting job.
So how can we reach you?
My number is 080
Mm-hmm.
6666
Mm-hmm.
8021.
Thank you. And that's it for Signals Business. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Yes, you can. Oh, yeah, so. Hello, boys. How are you? You know you're still.
Go and eat breakfast after now.
Oh yeah. Where's the books? You didn't bring it. Come and sit
I
down.
forgot them. I asked somebody to bring them for me. I hope he will be here before we finish. When are we going to end?
11.
So you have me till 11?
Yes, I have it to 10:58.
And let's be talking about that this now.
I know. Oh yeah. I wanted you to read out of the book.
Yes, when the book comes.
Okay. I hope the person comes on
I
time.
hope so too.
What's your name? Your name? Oluwaposi and Bami Posi Oluwa. Okay. Are you ready?
What am I going to start with?
Huh?
I thought you were going to ask me questions. I'm ready when you are.
Come closer like this. Thank you. Don't worry, we're good to go. When you have your guy in the studio like this, what are you going to do? You have to respect your audience. Welcome back to Signals on 91.3 Lagos Stocks. This morning, we'll be looking at ideas, growth, and mentorship. I have with me someone who's highly passionate about the African continent. She has a decade plus experience in in branding and brand storytelling, coaching, creative expression, strategy, business mentorship, problem solving, designs, project and event management. She wears different hats beautifully, and she's a mentor and life coach, teacher, ideas development expert. See, it's plenty. But this is what we're going to be looking at. She's also the founder of the Evergreen Legacy Africa, a social movement set to shape the life and culture of future Africa. And recently, an author of 4 books that I'm waiting for. I have with me, um, anytime I have to look at you, I'm always smiling. I'm always smiling, and I think it's because of my delectable guest.
Yeah.
Yes. I have
Hello,
with me
everyone.
Oluseyi Jolayemi, and she's fondly called SDJ. She. Please now allow me to stand on all existing protocols, and it's good to have you back.
Thank you.
Now,
Thank
congratulations
you so
on
much.
the books.
Thank you very
So
much.
let's start. While we wait for those books,
All right.
let's start with why you decided to write those books.
Okay, so I'll first explain what the book is. And I'm working on a book series of about 13 books.
Okay.
And so far, I've done 5 of the 13. And one of the things that I realize is that I'm so excited to be on here right now, and there are thousands and thousands of people listening that I have never met, and that's one way to reach people. But putting what you have to communicate in books and allowing the books to go all over the world is another way to reach people with information that you have that you believe will be of benefit to them. So the Reordering Your Life book series is a set of faith-based books, and each of the books in the series covers a particular subject matter that I believe that we can use with practical nuggets and things according to the principles of the Word of God that we can use to order our lives in the right direction.
Now, we're in an era where we have information overload, and people, teenagers are beginning to get confused. Even young people, or even all of us are beginning to get confused at some
Many
point.
times, yes.
Right?
Yes.
So how then, because I like the choice of words, reorder your life. So how then, because we're talking ideas, growth, and mentorship, how then do we reorder our lives?
So one of the things, I like the fact that you're talking about the information overload. And the thing is that when you have all this information and you don't even know exactly what to do, that's where confusion actually starts from.
True.
When you don't even know anything at all and you are just floating, many times you are at a peaceful place. So the more you know, the more you probably realize you have done something wrong, or you're not doing something enough, or you shouldn't have done something at all. So in that case, the way the Reordering Your Life general idea works is that already as human beings, even if you're as young as age 2, 3, 4, there's already a certain way, a certain pattern that you're already living your life and doing something. So the general idea of reordering your life is to say, things are important. These elements are important. It's not necessarily like, take this out and don't do this at all anymore. But there's a way that we can order several aspects of our lives together in a certain direction based on what we're trying to achieve.
Now, while I was reading the profile, I see you're a teacher. No, you are a teacher. Not I see you're a teacher. And
yes, I am.
Teaching means impacting knowledge. In the journey of you teaching, what have you found out so far?
That's a lot to answer in a breath. Well, I found that there are many people who like to learn, but I also found that when you're teaching a set of people, everybody's not hearing the same thing. So teaching is interesting, imparting knowledge and communicating the information and whatever idea you want to communicate. But the ability to have your audience receive what you're trying to communicate is not what many people have. And sometimes it's not even the fault of the teacher. It could be the medium, or it could be the way the person receives information and learns. So to a large extent, I believe that when we are trying to teach, we need to also look towards assessment. I know some people don't like examination.
Can we skip exam?
Examinations at all, but examination is one way by which you can assess the knowledge or how much your student, for example, has actually imbibed or learned or gained from that. You know, maybe we will now say it might not necessarily have to be the written one, question and answer, and the objectives and theory like we normally will have it in conventional schools. But then there has to be some sort of assessment as well.
What has been the highlight of being a teacher?
Highlights. To see what you are teaching impacts the life of that person in the way that you, the teacher, never dreamed or imagined. You know, there's what is expected. So you expect that at the end of this program, you would have learned this and this, and this should have happened to you. But the highlight for me is when it transcends the expected, when it does all that you expected it to do, or maybe not in that direction at all, but you see it transform, because knowledge actually does transform people's lives. So yes, the highlight for me is when I see my students not only receive the information, but it goes ahead to transform their lives in the way they do things.
When it doesn't transform, what is missing? Yes, because there are times whereby we teach, and yes, you've been in that journey, and I've never felt like, did you not hear what I'm saying this morning?
Yes, 100%. Many times I felt that.
So what is missing? What do you think is missing? That missing link?
I would say number one, I said it earlier that everybody doesn't receive information the same way.
Yeah.
Number two, we're not all at the same place. Some people are far gone in such a way that with just a little more information, they can begin to take steps on the things to do, and then you would begin to see that change quickly. Some people are far away. You need to first of all drag them out of that darkness, permit me to call it that, because I believe that knowledge and information brings light. So when I say darkness, I mean not necessarily, So you have to draw them out of that deep darkness into maybe surface. Maybe the surface is not yet light, but it is out of a certain level of lack of information. So they're on a journey, but you can't see the change. And it's like you're putting a seed into the ground and it's covered. Exactly. So maybe if the seed is deep into the ground and you've gone 2 feet deep, then maybe the seed might never even come out at the end of the day because that's too far away for some seeds. But I think to a large extent, yes, that is there. And the other thing also is that some people receive information but keep storing it up.
Okay.
Maybe they feel like they don't have enough information yet to do what exactly it is that they should do. So they have it, they know it, but the knowing has not translated into action or doing.
We're in an environment where we all want action.
So, but maybe the actions are not the right actions for the knowledge as well.
Okay.
That's also that part where you are taking action, but it's not the right action. And I think that knowledge could also help in that place when there could be the knowledge gap where you don't know exactly which of this information that you've received is supposed to be used at this instance. Because it's not everything we learn today that we can use today. Yeah.
Now, a decade plus experience, we're talking ideas, growth, and mentorship. Now, for ideas, yes, you are. Let's give it to you. Now, ideas development. Let me wait now. That's why I said I'm standing on existing protocol. So just leave it like that.
Okay.
Now, for ideas, a lot of times people say, no, ideas they say is a diamond and dozen. Anybody can have ideas, but it's the concept of it, the coming out of it. Everybody's saying I have idea, but when is that turning point of that idea?
Yeah. I feel that we all have ideas. I do not believe that there are people existing that do not have ideas. And it's as simple as you can have an idea as long as you can have thoughts.
Okay.
But what are you thinking about and how are you processing the thoughts that you have is what will now let us know whether that idea might be able to lift up from the ground or not. And I think that before we can look at something and call it a fantastic idea, you must be able to communicate it.
If you cannot communicate, for some people they know it, they know what they want, But sometimes communicating it can be a
I
little
know.
bit.
I know, but then
We can sketch it, Abi.
exactly. It doesn't have to be verbal communication. Some people can communicate in writing. Some people can describe. It looks like something like, and then when you do all the like, I mean, the people you're talking to will be able to understand the like. And I'm saying that because I believe so strongly that ideas we hear or we come in contact with that we think are fantastic would likely be adding some sort of value to people, or will be solving some sort of problems or potential problems. So it doesn't also have to be an existing problem as we have it. So when people hear it, they can resonate. If an idea remains with you, inside you, nobody has heard it, or everybody hears and everybody doesn't see it, and you can't, prove it over a period of time as well. Because I also know that sometimes people can say it. It's not because it's not fantastic, it's just because it's not the time of that idea yet, and people cannot relate with that level of information or that kind of solution. I mean, many years ago, AI was something we couldn't
Out of
even
reach.
exactly, And I remember when nanotechnology was still in the research level. Now, a whole lot is beginning to happen with that. So, to a large extent, there's also that you being able to hold it long enough
Okay.
for it to
Germinate.
even in your mind, because the moment and instant you have it is not necessarily mean it doesn't necessarily mean that it's formed. There
So
could also be more shaping that needs to happen with
I've
it.
succeeded in taking you to class. Now that we are in class, right? Are there any stages? And I'm asking this idea because every time people say they have ideas, I'm sure you have come in contact with every time, and you're like, oh, here we go again, right? Now, for somebody who has an idea, and the question is there a stage to say, okay, these are the stages of your idea processing. So this is the product that you have seen, or this is the service that you want to render. What is the A, B, C, D, so that you know that when the ideas come, because ideas will come, you can say, no, the time is not now for it.
Okay, so
I've taken you to class, so you understand where I'm going.
But the thing is that I cannot categorically say that we have specific stages.
Okay.
And I'm saying that because a thought can just come to you on maybe this could work.
Okay.
And what you saw at the point of that maybe is a finished product that is, offering a sort of solution.
Okay.
But where you are currently might be the existing product in that line, and it might not necessarily link to what you want to do, except that it is currently occupying the space of delivering what your own thought would
Yes.
deliver. That's one. Sometimes technology is not available
To
to
process
what we, and that's why I talked about AI and nanotechnology the other time, because for example, the way we disseminate information in this age, 100 years ago,
no.
they would have believed it impossible. And I remember, the movies we used to watch while we were younger that was science fiction.
It was
Excuse me.
far-fetched.
Exactly. Now, the
It's
kind of
easy.
things we're interacting with, we know that with advancement of technology as well, ideas are able to ride on it much more. So sometimes there's an idea that is a fantastic one, but its time has not come because either people are not yet at the stage where they can accept it, or there is not enough technology to bring it to pass. Then there is the part where you are incubating your idea in your mind, and there is the part where you need other minds. As fantastic as one human mind is, I do not believe that it can do the work of multiple minds.
Mm-mm.
And I know that there are people who, have claimed that there are existing geniuses, but a single genius who is thinking multiple things cannot know exactly what is on your mind and how you will process a particular information based on the experience that you have. And that's one of the reasons why I absolutely love brainstorming sessions where, everybody is coming into the room, and in that kind of room, for example, the resources you have is unimaginable. Because if you have 5 of us in the room, I come from my wealth of experience, from my desires, from my exposure, from my education, from all the pain and the joys that I've had, and we bring it together and we're able to put out something. So there's also the part where you need to discuss your idea with people who can say something. As you're saying it, they're saying it to you. A lot of other things are popping through your mind. So that those stages, I can't give it to you
That's
categorically.
it's very crucial. Now, for some people who say they used to steal my idea, what do you?
Mm,
They used to steal my idea.
mm.
Now, before we come to that,
Yeah.
I remember before we wrap up is
Okay.
I also know that you're also a growth coach, because my topic this morning is ideas, growth, and mentorship.
Yep.
We've talked about ideas, now growth, and you've played in the major space with teenagers. I want you to tell us more about it.
Now I don't even know which aspect, but then I can come from the chronological age growth, where I can say that in my near 2 decades of working with teenagers, I do have teenagers who are taught as teenagers who now have children who are teenagers. So there is that advancement, and that's part of the joy that I have as someone who has been a teenage teacher, a teenage coach over the years, because you are seeing how
They've grown.
the knowledge you impacted while they were teenagers, they are using exactly the same knowledge as well to raise a new generation of humans, which you might not be able to reach, but you have reached them now because
They
you
can pass it.
deposited wisdom or knowledge 15 years ago. Now, one thing that I've observed is that it seems like there seems to be the same issue that
Generation
happens.
in,
Yes.
generation out.
Yes, that age group, it's slightly getting lower now.
It's now from 10.
Yeah, exactly. What we probably used to have with the 14-year-olds is
13.
happening with the 10-year-olds now.
Okay.
So that's what I mean by lower. So in fact, some of the kind of conversation we were having, that I was having with 13, 14-year-olds, I'm beginning to have with 9, 10-year-olds now, because they are already wise. They're exposed enough to
Then
information. Their mind is vast. They have those plethora of options that you need to quickly want to help them streamline their options while they are younger, before they get to the age where they have tried multiple things and have gotten their fingers burnt before time. So there is that growth in the mind as to how they're able to receive the information, where they are emotionally stable enough to process what you're talking about, and then to now go ahead and be willing. That word is also important. Willing to put action to the things that you've heard, because I've also been in contact over the years with teenagers who know. Because when you ask them and they speak highly intelligently. They speak a lot of wisdom in the direction
head
that
knowledge.
you believe,
They have a lot of head knowledge.
but it's not translating to actions
Okay.
with them. So that's another ball game as well, to actually get them to do
Now,
things.
for a parent who is listening and they're like, okay, my teenagers, sometimes they can't be a handful. They are a handful because they are a handful. Now, for parents who are listening and like, okay, so I have this teenager, I don't know what to do. They have so much time on their hands, and they're not even worried about the head knowledge. They're more worried about how to keep them grounded, how their teenagers can be emotionally stable, so that when they go out and mix with their peers, their head is still
There.
they don't have to lose them,
Okay, so
because they are meeting with people. They're meeting with different peoples.
so I think meeting with people, whether you're a teenager or you are an adult, what it does to you is they rub off on you. You learn from them. You pick up habits from interacting with people. You also see how to do things, that in a different way that you would normally have done it. So, and I think it's happening at that age. But the fear that we parents have
I like the
is
fact I said we parents.
yes, of course, I do have children as well.
Yeah.
The fear that we have is, how will this child process the information that he or she is getting? Because one of the things that I know that some parents have done over the years is to sort of protect or isolate or homeschool in such a way that the interaction with the outside world is limited. For me, it has its own disadvantages. Yes, it has its own advantage. You can almost say you're directing them in a certain way, you know what they know. But they will, if they're going to add value to this world, they will still have to interact. And you don't want that interaction to happen so late that they have become narrow-minded in the course of you trying to raise them to not be polluted. Because then their ability to be able to have the stability you're talking about, the ability to be able to take actions that will improve this world and make people around them a better place, or people around them better, or make the world a better place, still has to come from interaction. with people. So I want to first say that you can monitor the interactions that your teenage children are having, but please do not cut it out because it is not the real world. It's not ideal. Even you, the parent, you're interacting with people. Even if you're selling, you have to sell to people. Even if you're selling virtually, you have to communicate the product you're selling. You have to,
Communicate the
respond
service, yeah.
to feedback. There is just always that interaction. People, no one can be an island. You have to interact with people, and for us to be able to teach them that interaction at that young age helps them to make better decisions when they're older. Most teenagers who are locked up until they get to adulthood, or at least they're 17, 18, usually get to exploring a lot suddenly. And
Yeah,
like
see
I
the
mentioned,
world.
yes, they could get their fingers burnt, sometimes irrevocably, to be honest.
Now, for a teenager who says my parents don't understand me, or my uncle or my aunt don't understand me, my friends understand me, what do we tell that kind of teenager? What do we tell that kind of young person? And because we've had them,
I was having a conversation. I think it was last week Saturday as well, and then somebody was asking me, "What do I think?" I said constantly, it looks like teenagers feel misunderstood. Always.
Why do they think they're misunderstood?
Well, I do have a teenager as well, and to a large extent, I believe that he thinks he's misunderstood as well. And I think that misunderstanding comes from number one, I do not believe that all teenagers communicate exactly what is on their minds,
No, they don't.
even the ones that are very vocal. So when you now have one who is slightly withdrawn, it is much more difficult because you now need to start wondering, or you're trying to decipher.
Is it that there's a generation gap between? Yeah, there's a generation
There
gap.
is always a generation gap between the parents.
But
and
how
the
then do we?
teenager.
How then do we bridge it? Because it's hard.
Now you mentioned my dad doesn't understand, my mom doesn't understand, my uncle, my auntie. Usually there are uncles and aunties
Okay.
that might be able to bridge that gap. It
Yeah,
helps.
the ones that we like.
Exactly. The ones closer to them in age.
Mm.
And sometimes there are also adults who are the ages of the parents of the teenagers, but because of mindset and exposure and relationship, the teenagers are also willing to be open to those older people. So, and that's why you can't say you're raising a child alone. Sometimes it's your best friend that could get your daughter to do what your daughter would not do when you tell her to do it.
And
That
that
is
hurts.
well, we can't always have what
No,
we want.
can't.
But
can't.
then that's why you also need to now have the best friend that you can trust. That you know that my daughter is going on holidays for 1 week in this person's house, and I'm not afraid of what the possible information that she might be exposed to that will, scramble all the things in her head that I'm trying to put, because I think that children learn as fast as they could forget. And I didn't say as far as they forget, I said as far as they could forget. So it's easy to just get them into an atmosphere for 1 month and they're like, oh my gosh, I had so much joy that I didn't remember you mentioned that I shouldn't, which that's why reiteration, it's a good way to teach. Repeating.
Hold your thoughts. We're coming to one argument. Signals on 91.3. I have with me Sheyi Jolayemi. We're talking ideas, growth, and mentorship. If you want to call us, question, comments, 0809, WhatsApp 009 234 5913, or call 0809 191 3913. There's this thing, because you talked about friendship.
Yeah.
Now, there's this thing that they say that it's not compulsory that your parents are your friends. Yeah.
Okay, so to the teenager, I would say that
I'm sure you've heard it.
I'm trying to find a balance. And it's interesting to know that currently I'm a radio, right? So I don't even know whether it's a teenager that's listening or the parents.
What of them?
So to the teenager, I would say it is very important that your parents are your friends. To the parent, I would say that yes, it's okay for your teenager not to be your friend.
Huh.
All right, so let me
You are getting there.
So I need to explain. For the teenager, you see, there is that feeling that you always have that, look, mommy never gets it. Daddy don't. No, more often than not, you are not calming down enough to understand their point of view. I understand that they grew up in a generation that is not yours. I understand that the things that they say, they're afraid that you're exposed to, you already even know it. So you're not telling them you know it. You're not telling them you've been involved in it. You're wondering why they're protecting you away from it because you think it's not so dangerous. But you need to understand that what your parents are trying to do is awesome. They are trying to get to all aspects of your life. And that's one of the things that I do in the Fivertastic Teenage Boot Camp, where we speak majorly to the 5 main aspects of life: spiritual, emotional, physical, intellectual, and social life of a teenager. For adults, it's certainly more complicated. We have much more than that. But then for that, and that's what the parents are trying to do. Your parents are trying to be your pastor, be your friend, be your caregiver, be your provider, be, everything all at once. So when you look at that, you can understand that they might be dropping balls in one area. So come from the place of understanding. For the parents, now, why I would say it's not important if your teenager is not, more often than not, many of us parents are afraid of losing our children so much that we bring the standards down. Rather than be the parent, be the disciplinarian, be the caregiver, be the teacher, be the guide, be the accountability partner who puts his or her feet down. Rather than be that, you're trying to be a friend. Okay. And what a friend does is, hi, how are you? Are you there? Are you okay? Yes, that's fine. I'm not interested. Oh, but you're supposed to have gone for your class. Yeah, I don't feel like that today. And your friend is going to be like, oh, okay, that's fine. I'll check up on you when I'm coming back from class. So you go about your own life, and then your friend is like, come out now. I can help you now. Okay, let me take you out so that you can feel okay. That sounds like a friendship.
Nigerian father and your mother.
But that is not the relationship you should have with your child. For the children, they are forming habits. They are learning life. What is they're even exposed to that they feel like is a lot is not even half of what a lot means in life. So you also need to come from the place of, I understand that this seems to be like a lot of pressure for you. Yes, you're writing your junior secondary school examination and it looks like there's nothing that's going to be more difficult, but as a parent that life is exactly. So while you are coming from that understanding, you also need to be there enough to support them that they are not weaklings in life. Because what I observe is that most of the people who have friendship more than having parents really parent them, at the end of the day, have to face some challenges later in life that causes them to grow. And I think that might be more, what is responsible for the recent mental health conversation. And
that's another ball game entirely.
Exactly. And I'm not even talking it down. I'm not saying it's not valid. I am saying some of us have not actually been prepared enough for it.
So we use the mental health as an excuse for our incapacity.
Exactly. I mean,
I know.
Very well said.
I know.
Well said.
But why do you think? Because sometimes I try to understand when I think somebody's trying to pull that mental health stunt on me, and I looked at them like, have you ever gone to? And no disrespect to the people in the psychiatric hospital, have you ever gone there to say that this is what people are actually going through? And then at any little thing you're saying mental health. Why do you think that's the next best excuse?
Yeah. For me, I feel that we actually at this point need to even get very educated about mental health. And when I say educated, I mean many things that people call mental health issues, they are not mental health issues. It's just a lazy child, a lazy teenager, a lazy adult trying to find an excuse not to do something.
Please mention it for the people at the back.
But sometimes some of us also are driven ourselves up to the point where we're getting to our limits.
Okay.
And when you get to your limits like that consistently and you're getting to breaking point, it's not also good because yes, we can stretch ourselves and stretch our capacity, but we need that time of rest. It's just simple, like you have the rubber band. You can pull it and pull it back. Yes, keep doing that over and over. After some time, you'll find out that it can do a whole lot more when you keep using it. But for the new one, if you try to take it to the extreme, it breaks. And when it breaks, you can't fix it back. So that's why we also need to know that we are trying to It's fine now. Yes, but you need to get to that middle. You need to find that middle ground for everybody where you're pushed enough to be better, pushed enough to grow, pushed enough to add value, yet you're not at breaking point.
Okay, now let's quickly switch to because it's progressing.
Yeah.
Let's talk about mentorship.
Okay.
Now, tell us.
Well, I think that quite a number of people don't also know the difference between mentorship and coaching.
Okay.
So many of us have had coaching relationships that we thought were mentorship, while
the English explanation.
Let me just make it very simple.
Yeah.
So mentorship is more or less like following person with no road. So I have been here before. I know this place, and I am taking you through that journey of it. For coaching, I don't have to have gotten there, but I have an idea of what you're trying to achieve.
Okay.
So I can give you directions, help you to achieve what you're trying to achieve without necessarily having been there at all. So, for example, you can have a coach who is in a different profession entirely, who is able to say, oh, I achieved this at this age. Let me see how you can talk to somebody. And also you can actually have a coach and a mentor, not in the same person. But you can also have both in the same person.
Okay, just knowing when to use which.
Yes, depending on what you're trying to achieve. If you've done, somebody wants to be a radio show host, we can be mentored by you. You understand? But for example, someone who wants to write a professional engineering exam that you have not written,
somebody else.
You can't coach the person if you are a coach.
Okay.
The person just says, okay, what are you trying to achieve? Then you look at the person's life. So you can be a coach to that person, but you cannot be a mentor because you've not written it. Yeah.
And now I have a question, and it was just a message, but a lot of young people shy away from being mentored, especially when you can identify their potential.
Shying away means maybe you're trying to take the less
road.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's what I'll call it, because now you can now taking out on mental health issues. Oh, SDJ is pushing me too much. But when I've identified your
push you, that's the word.
When I've identified your potential and I know you can truly do better, then we now need to find a balance between pulling you out of that not wanting to do attitude without breaking you, because we also need to be sure that we're not breaking you. But to a large extent, using the word break without being insensitive, you need to break limits of your mind. So breaking is also essential, because there are limits, there are ceilings you need to shatter. You need to break boundaries in your mind that confines you to small thinking and small places. So when we also use the word break, I don't want us to always look at it from the very extreme of losing your mind. Yeah.
Not losing your mind. It signals on 91.3. We're talking ideas, growth, and mentorship with Oluseyi Jolayemi, popularly known as SDJ. If you have passed through a class, you know what I'm talking about. Now, the numbers to call, if you call us, if you have questions for her, call us 0809 191 3913. 0809 WhatsApp 009 234 5913 or 0809 191 3913. Now, so far in the journey of having to coach, mentor, teach, develop ideas, and in the different pockets of work that you have done, what have you seen so far for somebody who's looking to have a better life, for want of word?
I feel that all of us are seeking a better life in some sort of way.
Well, some are more hungry than the others.
Yes. So what exactly, like for someone who is looking for a better life, what will I say?
Yes, what would you tell them from you being a coach to a mentor? Yes, because you mentor a lot of people on and off the record, right? You teach people, and I'm sure that the absolute goal for you is to see people become better.
Absolutely.
Now, for somebody who is like, okay, I don't know what to do, I'm confused, because yes, we would run into murky waters. How then are we going to come out of it?
All right. So usually, from the confused point of view, usually what you need is a coach.
Okay.
Usually, because you need to be able to communicate what you're trying to achieve, and then your coach can help you sit in the line of that confusion. Sometimes I see confusion as you have a ball of thread, like multiple colors of thread together.
I want to remove them.
Yes. How do I? What do you? Okay. Where do we start from? And then we begin to say, let's focus on this. Let's do that. What are the conditions around it and all? Because when you get to mentorship, it means that you already know. You can identify in that person a certain future that you want to have, that they are currently living in or they have lived in. And I said they have lived in because sometimes too, some people are multiple steps of mentorship ahead of us,
Okay.
where they have people in fact, when that is happening, more often than not, the coach will send you to someone who is lower. Because a coach, the mentor, excuse me, will send you someone who is lower than they have, that they are in experience. And that happens because your mentor is supposed to be able to give you your next steps and show you, be able to take you from where you are
So where you're
and
going.
understand the things you're experiencing around you now, and then see you watch you grow in that environment and tell you things that they did at those specific places. But sometimes it's already someone who is 30 years ahead of you there might not be able to speak.
Understand.
I'm trying to imagine that somebody needs to write their junior school examination or senior secondary school, and I cannot be the person to teach it because I don't know the specifics. But somebody who recently wrote it, or who is maybe third, fourth year in university, might be, able to help. So that's what I mean by that. So you sometimes you're looking to the already made people, permit me to use those words, already made people for mentorship. But more often than not, there are people around you, your direct line manager, somebody who is that has gone through that terrain, might be able to mentor you through a season of your life. Yes, and I like that this is coming up because it's not a for life matter. It's not a marriage. So you might need a mentor now, and that mentorship relationship can end. Yes, and then you can move to something else, because at that point you've already learned all that you want.
Now, quickly, let's go back to the art of you being an author. Now, when you were writing those 4 books, what was going through your mind?
I was saying, let me get all of this information out. Different people need different things, and for that reason, let me be able to get them to get each one to get what they would get in different books.
Okay.
So the first book was actually on prayer. So yes.
But we don't like to pray now. Okay, go on.
Well, I think that if you read my book, Reordering Your Life by Prayer, you will you will understand prayer in a different way.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
009-191-3913 or 0809-234-5913 or 0809-191-3913. If you have a question, quickly, I have like 3 minutes to go, and let me quickly I'm looking for a particular page. I say, so you quickly read the paragraph for me, and then in 1 minute you can do it. Now, read from Laziness.
Oh my. Okay, this is me reading from Reordering Your Life by Prayer, and there's a particular thing I spoke about, laziness, and it's under the topic that I called avoid misplaced priorities, misplaced opportunities. And I'm saying that because I need people to understand the context from which the laziness was coming from. So I wrote here, I said, lying down all day, your legs raised high, sipping something out of a coconut is such an interesting way to spend a holiday. A holiday, not every day. You get to rest when the work is done. You cannot sit around and expect everything to be done for you, and yet want a larger share of the earnings when all the work is done. That is not only laziness, it is also greed.
Okay, greed. In this era where we don't like to do anything.
Yes. So we not wanting or we not liking to do anything might be a way. Maybe now that you need to reorder your life. You need to be able to give value.
Wake up in the morning.
Exactly. Wake up in the morning and get to adding value to yourself and to other people.
No, in the era where we are pressing phone. But you know what I'm talking about.
But you can press one and make money pressing the phone. Add value to others. Manage somebody's social media and they create content that people are learning from. It's also part of what we can do on the phone.
Okay. Where's the other book? I'm trying to look for her trouble in so that because my time is almost up. Right. Thank you. Now, quickly from fame.
Yes.
Okay. So the first paragraph. This one.
Okay. So
Famous men and women.
this is Reordering Your Life for Fame. Is a chapter 4 as well. Interesting. I think you like chapter 4. It talks about famous men and women of old. It says men and women attain fame for several reasons. In this chapter, we look at why they succeeded, drawing lessons from the story, their lifestyle, and the motivations or their intentions. Below are examples of things to do or what you have.
It's here.
That's actually stop the intentions.
Yes, intentions. So I'm asking you to read that because you touched on famous men and women of old. A lot of times we see people, we like them, but we don't want to put in the work.
Exactly.
Yes, that's where I wanted you to read. My time is up.
Okay. So talking about intentions quickly, we found out that most of the people who are the most famous, richest people on earth did not go first to want to be rich or be famous. They actually wanted to solve a particular problem, but then they found a problem that was almost near universally true that everybody needed, and people were willing to exchange money or time or something for that knowledge. So your intentions, yes, has to be that you have it right. If it's not right and all you want is gain and gain and gain without adding value, that's what I call greed. That's almost like stealing from somewhere.
Okay, then. I wrap this show up and thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. And for everyone who was tuned in, listened in, and I'm sorry I couldn't pick out. Till we come your way again next week, Saturday, like we always say on Signals, dream again, create opportunities for people. And because people will be people, keep creating opportunities. But recently, I found out that great can come from anywhere. Have a wonderful week. Solve problems this week so that we can make money.
Please.
And have a wonderful week and God bless. Okay, thank you.